everyone, surprise, it's a off schedule live video today. I am just popping in because I know that many of you have seen the retirement list or the last chance list and seen that all of our collections of ink pads are retiring and that some of our core colours are retiring as well. So I just thought I would pop in and explain what is happening. So not all of our colours are retiring, only 13 of them are, and those colours are in no particular order. That's just how I pulled them off my colour caddy. Tangerine Tango, Rose Red, Pink Pirouette, Perfect Plum, Wisteria Wonder, Tempting Turquoise, Marina Mist, Island Indigo, Wild Wasabi, Soft Sky, Always Artichoke, Elegant Eggplant, and Chocolate Chip. So those are the colours that are from our core collections that are leaving us. They are heading away for good. They're going to go and enjoy their retirement in the sun. Now, most of these colours have been around with us for a very long time. And you might be asking, why the change? Why are they retiring? So colour is absolutely a trend industry. And because colour is such a part of who Stampin' Up is, and it's really our specialty, our coordination of colour, it is of course important that we keep up with the trends as well. So that is why we are, Stampin' Up is doing a bit of a colour revamp. Now, we had a small adjustment 5 years ago, but it has actually been 8 years since we had a large change to our collections. And so we are due for a bit of an update. Things have moved on in the colour world, and so Stampin' Up is changing to move with those trends. So the first thing that I will show you is our new 2018-2020 in colours. Doesn't it sound horrendous saying 2020? Oh my gosh, didn't we just have like the year 2000? But anyway, our new 2018-2020 in colours are gorgeous. They're nice and bright. So we have Lovely Lipstick, Grapefruit Grove, Pineapple Punch, Call Me Clover, and Blueberry Bushel. Now, I can't quite tell which one of these I love the most. I think it would have to be a tie between Blueberry Bushel and Lovely Lipstick, but they are all gorgeous, and look how bright and fun they look all sitting there together. Just fabulous. So they are our new in colours that will be coming in. Of course, we're keeping our in colours that we have at the moment of Powder Pink, Lemon Lime Twist, Tranquil Tide, Berry Burst, and Fresh Fig. They are staying with us for another year. So that gives us 10 in colours as per usual. So now I'm going to introduce you to some of the other changes that are happening with the colour revamp. So we are introducing some new colours. Now I'm going to introduce those to you first. So we have Merry Merlot, Grey Granite. Now here's one you've heard of before, so it's not entirely new, but it is going to now be part of our core collection. It was previously in colour, and it's bounced back to us to become part of our core collections. So Mossy Meadow, same with Poppy Parade. It used to be in colour, and it's bouncing on back to us. And I have to say, I'm super happy about these two colours. Love them, so lovely to have them back again. Flirty Flamingo is one of this year's, the in colours that are retiring this year. That's bouncing straight on back. Didn't have much of a retirement, did Flirty Flamingo. We've got Mango Melody, lovely new one. One of my favourites. Granny Apple Green. How bright and yellowy and gorgeous does that green look. So nice. Another returning favourite, Coastal Cabana. So excited about this one. This was always one of my favourite colours, and I'm super rapt that we're getting it back. It's fantastic. Gorgeous Grape. Petal Pink, beautiful sort of blush skin tone, almost pink, beautiful. Now, one of my absolute favourites again. I'm a sucker for the kind of bluey greens. Soft Sea Foam. How gorgeous is that? Beautiful new colour. We have another returning favourite, Mint Macaron. And then we have Balmy Blue, Highland Heather, Shaded Spruce, and another one bouncing back from the In Colours, Blackberry Bliss, which I know loads and loads and loads of you are going to be happy about that colour because it really is just gorgeous. So they are the new colours that are coming in to replace the ones that are retiring. So now let's have a look at our new colour collections, shall we? And I'll show you how they all fit together. So we've done a bit of an adjustment, and the Absolute Basics are now going to be all by themselves out in the Basics collection. So a collection of 3, black, whisper white and very vanilla. They're the backbone of all the crafting that we do, so they're getting their own special little Basics collection. Then we move on to our neutrals, and the neutrals look a little bit different this time because there is going to be a little bit of colour in them. So our new neutrals palette is Merry Merlot, Early Espresso, Soft Suede, Crumb Cake, Sahara Sand, Grey Granite, Smoky Slate, Basic Grey, Mossy Meadow, I'm just finding it for you, Mossy Meadow, and Night of Navy. So how delicious do all of those colours look together? Now, why the colours in the neutrals? Well, when we looked around, when Stampin' Up looked around at trends, when they were kind of first researching the changes to our colour, they found that most places nowadays, whether it be fashion, interiors, the art world, everywhere tended to reflect that these sorts of colours were a neutral. They kind of do go with a whole lot of stuff. They are kind of a basic colour, and so that's why we're popping them into our neutrals palette. So that is our new neutrals collection. Coming up next is our brights collection, and I can tell you it really is bright, beautifully bright. So we have Poppy Parade, Melon Mambo, Flirty Flamingo, Mango Melody, Daffodil Delight, Granny Apple Green, Coastal Cabana, Bermuda Bay, Pacific Point, and Gorgeous Grape. How fabulous do those colours all look together? So bright and effervescent, and you just kind of almost want to eat them, really. They look so delicious all lined up there. So that's the new Brights collection. And then we are heading off to our Subtles collection. So our Subtles collection starts with Blushing Bride, Calypso Coral, Petal Pink, So Saffron, Soft Sea Foam, Pear Pizzazz, Mint Macaron, Pool Party, Balmy Blue, and Highland Heather. So as you can see, beautiful, soft, subtle palette, still loads of colour in there. Really, really delicious selection of colours there. Real nice kind of candy colours, don't they? Really lovely. And then we, of course, have our Regals collection. So our new Regals collection is made up of Real Red. Bit of a shift for Real Red. It was a bright. It's now into our Regals. Cherry Cobbler. Cajun Craze. Our old favourite, Pumpkin Pie. Crushed Curry, another old favourite here, Old Olive, Garden Green, Shaded Spruce, Blackberry Bliss, and Rich Razzleberry. and I just love how rich and inviting this collection is. It really does live up to its name of regal. Okay, so what else is changing? You will have noticed that all of the ink pads in their current format are on the retirement list. As I said before, not all of them are retiring. There's a little bit of another change that I think you're going to be really, really excited about. So not only are some of our colour collections changing, but the style of our ink pad case is also changing. So this is our current ink pad case that you know and love, and they have given it a bit of a refresh. Now, why have they done that? So the mould, the manufacturing mould used to produce these cases was coming to the end of its life. So before they got another one created, they decided to review the ink pads and see if there were some things that they could improve on. And after lots of consultation with demonstrators and customers and within the company, they decided that actually there were some changes that could be made to improve our ink pads. So here is what the new ink pad looks like, and I like to refer this as the kind of the Apple of ink pads, because it's like an Apple product, you know, like an iPad or an iPhone. It's all, you know, nice and sleek, rounded corners. It fits in your hand just right, nothing kind of sticking out anywhere. So I call it the Apple of iPads, of ink pads. Now I've got Apple on the brain. So what are the differences? So our old ink pad case, you had to clip first, swing towards you, and then snap closed. And you had these little feet on them that kept them raised a little off the table. So with our new ink pads, instead of that initial push, you just clip them open. So it's just a simple clip open, and then you still do the same, slide it closed. Now, one improvement they've made is that you now get a sticker that fits in the middle here. So when you've got multiple ink pads open on your desk, you can easily see what colour it is that you're about to ink up your stamp with. So often if you've got multiple pads sticking open, all of the firm foam pads kind of look the same. It's hard to tell what colour they are. So they've added this little colour in here for you. Other changes is that the pads are now stackable. So you'll notice these little notches here and then these little feet here. So the new ink pads can stack on top of each other like so without going anywhere. Okay, so that's the changes to the case. Now I think these are fantastic. You'll notice that they're slightly different shape as well, slightly more square. So you're going to be asking, can I still use my old ink pads? Of course. The inking surface inside the pad has not changed at all. It's still the same firm foam pads that we have had for several years, and they still work exactly the same. So I'll open this one. This is the new one. You can see that the inking surface is exactly the same. So nothing has changed there. You will still use them the same way. Your old ink pads will still continue to work the same way. If you have re-inkers in your collection, then you can continue using these ink pads for forever and ever if you wish to. One change that has happened with the new pads is that they have changed the formulation slightly of the ink, and they've added a defoamer. Now we did find when we changed to the firm foam ink pads that sometimes when we inked up a stamp it looked a little foamy on the bottom, and sometimes that would come out on our stamped image. So they've now added a defoamer to the ink, and that will prevent that problem. But if you have an old re-inker and an old ink pad, then you can just carry on using them as you always have done. If you purchase a new re-inker, it will have the defoaming agent on, and you can re-ink your old ink pad with that just as you normally would have. So if you have older style ink pads, there isn't any need for you to replace them unless you really want the lovely new case. Alright, so that is the changes to the ink pads. Now some of you will be asking, do the new ink pads still fit in the colour caddy? Yes, they do. They are slightly narrower, so the fit is not quite as snug. Now, if you are a spinner and you like to sit there and spin your colour caddy really, really quickly, then you may find that some of your new ink pads might come flying out. I have personally had a couple of them in my colour caddy, and the way I use my colour caddy, I've not had a problem with that happening at all. I wouldn't say I'm a really fast spinner of it, but I don't, move it really slowly either. So, and I've not had any problem with them coming out. So they will, of course, fit in your colour caddy just fine, if that's how you wish to continue storing them. Or you can, of course, with their new stacking style, just stack them up one on top of the other. So there you go, that's all the changes that are happening. New ink pad cases and a colour revamp with loads of new colours to look forward to creating with. If you have any questions about what I've discussed in today's live video, then please don't hesitate to ask. You can head to my website, www.magpiecreates.com, and you'll see that there's a contact me button there. You can just flip me an email, you can message me on Facebook, you can leave a comment under this video with your questions, and I'll be happy to come back and answer any questions that you might have. And of course, if you want to stock up on any of the old colours that are heading away, whether that be re-inkers or cardstock or anything else, then I recommend that you head to my online store and grab those as soon as possible, because they are the things that are most likely to sell out the fastest off that retirement list. And other than that, as I say, if you've got questions, please just yell out, and I will be back sometime soon to share a few new sneak peeks from the new catalogue for you as well. I hope today's video was helpful and answers your questions you had about the changes to colours and ink pads. See you all later.